Hallelujah, Hallelujah, grace like rain. Hallelujah,
all my sins here washed away, washed away. When we've been there 10,000 years by time and the sun, we know that hallelujah, grace like rain falls down on me. Hallelujah, all my stains are washed away. And hallelujah, grace like rain falls down on me.
hallelujah, all my stains are
Washed away, washed away.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Moving on here, we worship you. I worship you. You are here working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are Waymaker, miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart.
I worship you. I worship
You are Waymaker, miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are Waymaker, miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, touching us around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Do that again. You are here,
turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you.
You are Waymaker, miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness. miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. That is who you are. 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 Waymaker. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 And your mercy never fails me. All of my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love you, Lord. I love you.
Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God.
And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, and I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice.
You have led me through fire and darkest times. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend.
I have lived in the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I have able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now.
I give you
everything. Your goodness is running after me. And all my life you have been faithful.
all my life. You have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of
All my life. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. And I will sing of the goodness of God. And I will sing of the goodness of
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
to be able to do that, but oh, I always enjoy Tony doing that. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there here and watching us live stream. It's always Mother's Day always brings about a bunch of emotions, you know. You're happy, but you have sad emotions because you have memories of your past, when your mother, if your mother is no longer here, when she was here. It's always precious memories. So I'm going to start off, I always like to start off with a little bit of humor. This is things Mom would never say. How on earth can you see the TV sitting so far back? Just leave all the lights on. It makes the house look more cheery. Let me smell that shirt. Yeah, it's good for another week. Go ahead and keep that stray dog, honey. I'll be glad to feed and walk him every day. Well, if Timmy's mom says it's okay, that's good enough for me. The curfew is just a general time to shoot for. It's not like I'm running a prison around here. Okay, I'm pretty sure those are things we will not say. I don't have a tissue with me, just use your sleeve. And don't bother wearing a jacket, the wind chill is bound to improve. Okay, we all know as mothers, we never say that. The very first one I heard all the time growing up, don't sit so close to the TV. It'll hurt your eyes. I don't think anybody has went blind from watching the TV too close. So I want to talk just a little bit about being a mother. How many of you that are mothers here are glad you're a mother? And yes, I'm going to throw this in, I'm a woman. I'm not a birthing person. I'm a woman who gave birth to a child, and I am a mom. I would dare to say that everyone sitting here, your mom was a woman, right? Okay, good thought. And all watching us live stream, I'm pretty sure you were all born of a woman. This business nowadays is going on. I'm sorry, I'm not a birthing person. I wasn't a birthing person, I am a mom. They're trying to change so many things in our society. And it's really irritating when I hear that one, particularly because birthing person has nothing to do with me being a mom. I'm not a I take offense to that. You know, people say, well, I take offense to that. Well, I take offense to that. Because I am a mother, I'm proud of it, and I'm proud I'm a woman. How many of you are glad you're a woman or a girl, young woman, whatever you are, sitting back there? And once that precious baby is born, the love you had for that child while you were carrying it becomes even greater after you have that child and it is put into your arms and you have the joy, the bonding right there. This is really good for dads too, because dads, I know that this affects you too when your wife has a baby, because sometimes mothers can get very irritated at husbands when they're going through labor and they don't want them around. They do, but they don't. You're hurting and you're in pain, and they're trying to console you, and you're saying, just get away. Just leave me alone. So husbands endure a lot while you're having your child. But I ran across something that I thought was so good, because generally most of the time, we think of a child after it's born, we are the mom. I ran across this several weeks ago, and it says already a mother. When someone is pregnant, she is not expecting a child, she already has one. She is not going to be a mother, she already is a mother. The baby is not on the way, the baby has already arrived. If we are going to change the way society treats unborn children, we have to change the way we talk about them. So, that child within you, when you were carrying that child, you were a mom immediately. Your motherly instincts, even though you may not have realized it until after you had it, start to kick in. Your emotions, how many of you women have strong emotions? You cry over every little thing. When you were pregnant, it was no different. Your emotions will sometimes get the best of you. But being a mom is a serious thing. Being a dad is too, but Father's Day's coming. But I always don't want the fathers to think I'm leaving you out, but right now we're going to focus on moms. I was reading about, in Proverbs 3, of course in Proverbs it talks about the woman. She's clothed with strength and honor. In other words, she has dignity. And her clothing is just wrapped around and it should radiate dignity and love and how much God has done for us. The Expanded Bible says she is strong and respected by people. I don't think there's any stronger person than a woman or a mother, because a mother has, after your child's born, a lot of things start happening. You love that child unconditionally from the moment it's born until it has its last breath, which we hope is after we're gone. People have always said they don't want to go before their children, but a mother is always a mother. A dad is too, but a mother is always a mother. You're there, you cry. When they go through things, you go through things, and you hurt for them. You want to make everything better, but it's not possible. They have to work it out on their own. And our emotions sometimes get the best of us, and we as women sometimes can be very strong-minded. How many women are strong-minded in this? Yeah. We're all strong-minded. We have a mind of our own, and nothing you're going to say is going to change it. Okay. How many of us as women have learned that sometimes it's best just to and just listen? You don't have to voice everything, just listen. You may have lots of thoughts. I have been there. I do. I'm not one, and my children, I'm not one to say an awful lot. I don't get sharp with my children. I may have when they were smaller, but as they've gotten older, they're adults. Even if I may not agree with everything, I keep my mouth shut and let God work everything out. How many of you know that's the best thing to do? Because if we voice everything we're thinking, it can cause a rift that may never be able to be fixed. And as a mom, I want my children and my grandchildren, they're very precious to me, I want them to respect me for being the person that will listen and care. And then if I have a thought, I may say something, but I don't say a whole lot to my grandchildren unless it's something I really feel, because I'm proud of what they do, what they've accomplished, what they're going to accomplish, and what they're going to do. So we as mothers have a great responsibility. Now in Proverbs it talks about the woman getting up early and fixing big meals. I thought of Lexi immediately. I'm just not seeing the big meal, Lexi, coming from you at all. But it may eventually. You fix these meals for your family. There's hope. There's hope. Thank goodness there's somebody around that can cook. Camry and Peyton love to cook. They can come up with recipes and do a great job. Lexi's just not her forte, but she doesn't mind doing the dishes. To me, hey, that's good. You do them dishes as we're dirty in them. So we as women have a great responsibility. I want people to respect me for who I am. I don't want to be a person that because I say things, people say, well, I don't want to have anything to do with her. I want to always show God's love and be clothed with his love and just care for people where they're at. I ran over next door to my next door neighbor's daughter became engaged, and I hadn't seen her ring yet, so I made a mad dash across the yard about this week, not even a week ago, and I said, oh, Miranda, I am so happy for you, and she showed me a ring, and we talked. We just had a general conversation. The next day, I get up, and I have a message on my messenger. It's from her. She said, Gloria, I just want you to know that I so enjoyed talking to you. You have the sweetest and the kindest voice. I appreciated just talking with you. Sometimes we don't know what we may do for someone just by being ourselves and just being soft. We can't act one way one time and another because people remember how we act. So I, as a mother, how many of you are proud to be mothers? You would do anything for your children. You would even die for them. Let's just go there. We would die for our children, and even our grown children, because they're ours. God has given them to us to be a blessing to us. So I want to be able to bless them. Motherhood is just, there's so much involved in being a mother. People say you just have a baby, that's it. No, I'm sorry. It's not. Once you have that baby, the responsibility kicks in. You don't just have a child because it looks like it's going to be fun. I know people have had a child and think, oh, it's just the greatest thing, but after that child is born and a few weeks old, they really don't want to have anything to do with that child. That's not motherhood. Motherhood is caring and being responsible for that child that's going to be born. So I, as a mother, love my children. Granddaughters, I love you. I will always be there for my children, and I will always care for them. They have their lives now, so it's not my place to interfere with their lives. I can pray about things. The Lord knows I do a lot of praying. How many of you have to do a lot of praying? Lord, what should I do? How should I respond? What should I do here? Just care. Just love. Just let them know you're there for them no matter what's going on. So as a mother, I want people to respect me. As a pastor's wife, I want people to respect me. If I'm a loudmouth person that's always spouting off, people are not going to care a whole lot for me. They may not anyway, but that's beside the point. So I want to come out here with a few myths of motherhood. Somebody said that a child is carried in its mother's womb for months. Somebody does not know that a child is carried in its mother's heart forever. Once you have that child, your heart is never the same. You become more loving and you become more caring. Somebody said it takes about 6 weeks to get back to normal after you've had a baby. Somebody doesn't know that once you're a mother, normal is just history. Nothing is ever the same. You don't have your own schedule. And let me tell you, the babies will let you know when they want to be fed. They'll cry when they want to be changed. Your life is no longer your life. You don't just get to stay up late. You're ready to go to bed at a certain time. If they're asleep, you say, okay, I need to get some rest while they're sleeping. So normal really is a history after you have a child. The things we're used to doing, you can't just go out and have a good time. You have a child, that's your responsibility. Somebody said being a mother is boring. Somebody never rode in a car driven by a teenager with a driver's permit. So, it's not a boring thing being a mom. There's always activity going on. There's always things going on in their lives. Their first day, their first prom, the first time they walk down the aisle with their diploma. Because I say the first time because then you're going to go to graduation from college and the different degrees. And so that first time is always a special time. Somebody said mothers never raise their voices. Somebody never came out the back door just in time to see her child hit a golf ball through the neighbor's kitchen window. Guess who I thought of? Sean. I walked out my back door, and this is a true story. We lived on Diamond. Walked out my back door. Sean had hit a golf ball 2 houses down to our neighbor's window. And so as I read this, I thought, okay, well, we did make him go and apologize. The neighbor did give the golf ball back. But I read that, I thought, oh, I couldn't help but think of Sean. Learning experience, he never got to play with a golf ball and a golf club in the backyard again. Somebody said a mom's job is done when her last child leaves home. Somebody never had grandchildren. Oh, that is such an exciting time. Being a mother is great, but guess what? Being a grandma is even greater because there's so much you can do to spoil them, and then you get to take care of them. And I loved every minute that we got to watch our grandchildren because they were funny. They just did lots of things. So, your last child may leave, But when them grandchildren come along, guess what? You'll even cry. I do that all the time. My granddaughters can bring tears to my eyes now by just little things they do. Somebody said the hardest part of being a mother is labor and delivery. Somebody never watched her baby get on the bus for the first day of kindergarten or when they drop them off and walk them in and have to leave them. I remember hauling them going through that experience with Camry especially, I believe it was. She cried a lot. And I remember Payne when you'd take her to dance. She would cry every time. So it doesn't just stop when you drop them off because you wonder how they're doing. You have concerns. Are they going to be okay? The kindergarten teachers are great. Most of them, they know how to take care of the situation. So you just have to leave them and let them grow up. And somebody said, your mother knows you love her, so you don't need to tell her. Somebody isn't a mother. Mothers like to be told they are loved by actions, by the things you do. Love is love. I can't stress love enough. Love is such an important part of parents, not just moms, dads. And dads are very special in the home. But moms have that job of getting everything ready. They get up in the morning and they get things ready for the day. They make sure the kids have everything they need before they walk out the door. And if they don't, they're going to get a call. How many of you have ever gotten a call after a child has left or went to school? I forgot this or I forgot that or I need this or I need that. And guess what? We'll take it to them. So I am thankful that God gave me the children I have, the grandchildren I have. I'm glad I am a woman. I am not a birthing person. I am a mother. I can't stress that enough because that really just goes right through me. I am a mother. I don't want to be called a birthing person. That sounds so informal. Hey, birthing person, how are you doing? How would you feel if you had your baby and somebody come and say, hey, birthing person, how was your birth? Having a child is not easy. It hurts. I'm just going to tell you. It hurts. So I am thankful this morning that God has given me the children he has. I want to read this one last thing, Sean, before I have you play. That this is called unconditional love when married. And some of you may have seen this, but I wrote it down because I really like it. A man married a beautiful girl. He loved her very much. One day she developed a skin disease. Slowly she started to lose her beauty. It so happened that one day her husband left for a tour, and while returning he met with an accident and lost his eyesight. However, their married life continued as usual, but as days passed she lost her beauty gradually. Blind husband did not know this, and there was not any difference in their married life. He continued to love her, and she also loved him very much. One day she died. Her death brought him a great sorrow. He finished her last rites and wanted to leave that town. A man from behind called and said, now how will you be able to walk all alone? All these days your wife used to help you. He replied, I am not blind. I was acting because if she knew, I could see. Her skin condition due to a disease, it would have pained her more than her disease. I didn't love her for her beauty alone, but I fell in love with her caring and loving nature. So I pretended to be blind. I only wanted to keep her happy. Moral, when you truly love someone, you will go to any extent to keep your loved one happy, and sometimes it is good for us to act blind and ignore one another's shortcomings in order to be happy. The beauty will fade with time, but heart and soul will always be the same. Love the person for what she is from the inside, not from the outside. I thought that is such a good marriage thing for a man and a woman. Our beauty does fade. We get older. Women, it doesn't matter. So many women will have things done to make them look better, and sometimes it just makes them look worse. You know what? Just grow old gracefully. Sean, go ahead and put that on, please.
Thank you for watching over me. All of the sleepless nights you lay awake. Thank you for knowing when to hold me close, when to let me go. Thank you for every stepping stone, and for the path that always leads me home. Thank you for the time you took to see the heart inside of me. You gave me the rules to start this life, and then you gave me wings to fly. And I learned to dream because you believed in me. There's no power like it on this earth, no treasure equal to its worth. The gift of a mother's love. Thank you for every sunlit day that fills the corners of my memory. Thank you for every selfless unsung deed I know you did for me. Thank you for giving me the choice to search my soul till I could find my voice. And I thank you for teaching me to be strong enough to bend. You gave me the roots to start this life, and then you gave me wings to fly. And I learned to dream because you believed in me. There's no power like it on this earth, no treasure equal to its worth. The gift of a mother's love. I thank God for a mother's love.
What an appropriate song. Did it make you cry? Did to me. I was looking, I love to hear Jim Breckman play the piano, and I happened to be looking through something the other day, but did that song not say it all? I thank God for a mother's love. How many of you thank God for a mother's love? You may not always agree with them, but they're going to love you regardless. Let's just stand. We're going to have a blessed day today. Mothers, I wish you the very best Mother's Day ever. Enjoy every minute of it. I am thankful for every mother here. I love every mother here. And I love your children. They are precious to me. And I thank God for that. We're going to bow our heads. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this Mother's Day you've given us once again.